everybody, welcome back to Conquering Algebra 2. We're on lesson 8. In this lesson we have two concepts. We're going to talk about what is a polynomial and helping define that a little bit better. And then we're going to talk about graphing without a calculator. Yes, your calculator can do it for you, but first we're going to learn how to do it without one in case our batteries ever die, because you're still going to have to know how to graph. To understand what a polynomial is, first we need to talk about what is a monomial. So a monomial is anything like this. It can be just a normal number, it could be something attached to a variable, or it could be attached to a couple of variables. But as long as there are no addition or subtraction signs in between, that is your monomial. A polynomial is when there is an interaction between two monomials. So in this case, because we only have two going on, notice with the 3, there's no sign there. So right now we have 2x squared plus 4xy. That is what we call a binomial because there are two monomials, so it's a binomial. Then let's say we include the 3 we're saying minus 3 now. This is a trinomial because there are 3, so it's a trinomial. Our second concept in this lesson is graphing, and I want you to remember there are only 4 steps to graphing a simple line, and that is step number 1, get the y alone, get it all by itself. Step number 2, find the y-intercept. That's going to be our point where our line's going to cross our y-axis. And then step number 3, find the slope. That's going to be the rate or the pace of change going from one point to the next. And then step number 4 is just connect the dots, and then you're done. So in our first example, we need to get y by itself. That's always step number 1. So we need to move the 2x over here, and then we're going to divide by 3. So we have 3y equals negative 2x plus 6. Then we're going to divide by 3. And we're going to get y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2. Okay, so step number 2 is I need to find my y-intercept. Once I have my equation in this setup where y is by itself, this is what we call slope-intercept formula. And the reason why is because the two numbers here are going to give me first my slope and second my intercept. In this case, my y-intercept. Okay, so we said step number 2 is finding our y-intercept. In this case, that's going to be positive 2. So on my graph, on my y-axis, I need to find where is my value of positive 2, which is right here. That's my first point. Okay, after that, then I'm going to use step number 3 and work with my slope. My slope is negative 2 over 3. So the way I like to think about this is we read left to right. So going left to right, I'm going to go down 2 and over 3 because it is negative. So down 2 over 3, there is my second point. So let's talk a little bit more about slope and help explaining this. With slope, whenever it's listed as a fraction, we call that the rise over run. So let's move over here. So in this case, we had a rise of negative 2, which means I'm going to go down 2. And then I had a run of 3. And then my last step, step number 4, is I just connect the dots. And then don't forget to put your arrows on both ends because this line is going to continue going in both directions for infinity. In our next example, we left out because they already have step 1 done for us. Y is already by itself. So now what we have to do is we need to work with steps 2 and 3 of finding our y-intercept and our slope. If you ever need help in remembering which number is which value, it always helps to remember that your slope is going to be whatever number is being multiplied to x, and your y-intercept is always going to be the number that is solo. It's going to have no variable attached to it. Always, always, always. So we know for step number 2, we need to find our y-intercept. Our y-intercept is negative 3. So there's our first point. And then we need to go a rise and run of negative 3 over 1. But in this case, my graph doesn't go down that far, so I'm going to work the opposite direction. I'm going to go up 3, and I'm going to go to 1 in the opposite way. And then I'm going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, and then over 1. So you can see here my progression. And then Step 4, connect the dots. It's a little bit swervy, but you still get the point. Obviously, this is not drawn to scale. It's not an actual graph. Graph paper will make this much more simple, and then you also have a ruler or straight edge to help you work out keeping those lines straight. And that's it for lesson 8. I hope this helped you guys in remembering how to graph a line. If not, please feel welcome to ask questions in class. I'm here to help.